Hello guys, how are you doing? This is your Dr. Mantari Shiva. In this video, we are going to discuss about what is the NEET 2019 question, which is from electric potential and capacitance. Two metal spheres, one of radius r and the other of radius 2r, respectively have the same surface charge density. Surface charge density means sigma is equal to charge per unit area. That is actually same. That's what when even though one is a smaller radius, other one is bigger radius, but still both of them are having the same surface charge density. Fine. They are brought in contact and then got separated. What will be the new surface charge density on them? So you just have to find out which one is correct. Okay, let us do it. So here, for example, let us take one sphere of radius capital R, another sphere of radius 2r are there, but actually what is given in the question, both of them are having the same surface charge density sigma and sigma. Now what will be the charge on this? Even though surface charge densities are same, but charges will be different actually on different spheres. Now let us find out q1, that is on the first charge, that is equal to, generally just now we have discussed sigma is equal to charge per unit area. So Q is equal to surface charge density into area. So Q1 is equal to, what is the surface charge density on the first one? Sigma, and surface area will be 4 pi r square, and charge on the second sphere is nothing but sigma is the surface charge density 4 pi, and radius is actually 2r whole square. Now let me rewrite this actually. 2 square, if I take common, then that will be 4 into sigma 4 pi r square, isn't it? So sigma into 4 pi r square is nothing but q1. Shall I write it as 4q1? Yes, so q2 and q1 are related like this now. That we got some relation now. Now let us try to understand this is the case when before they are in contact. Now let us bring them into contact. During contact, what happens? If both of them comes into contact, then what happens? So here if you see, the charge on the second sphere is 4 times that of q1. Let us say q1 is the charge on the first one. Second surface charge is nothing but 4 times of q1. So this is more. When you are bringing them into contact, there will be some charge flow from one sphere to another sphere, and that happens unless and until both of them will be having the same potential. Charge transfer happens until and unless both of them are coming to the same potential. So let us assume that both of them got same potential now. So now the charges will not be same as q1 and 4q1. It will be different now. q1 dash and q2 dash. Now they are actually separated. Okay, when they brought into contact and then got separated. Now the charges will be q1 dash and q2 dash. Okay. Now if q1 dash is the charge on the first sphere, what will be the potential on that? Generally kq by r. So it will be k q1 dash divided by r is the radius of the first sphere. So now second sphere potential on the surface, it will be k q2 dash divided by 2 times of r, because radius is 2r here. Now k gets cancelled, this r and that r gets cancelled. Now q2 dash is equal to 2 times of q1 dash. Got it? So now you got a relation between q2 dash and q1 dash. But one thing is for sure. So here these two spheres are interacting with them only. They are not interacting with any other system. So charge should be conserved. If I apply charge conservation, then what will happen? So initially whatever was the charge, so q1 plus q2 should be is equal to finally whatever is the charge, q1 dash plus q2 dash. Now let us try to keep all of them into single variables. So q2 is equal to 4q1 is equal to q1 dash plus q2 dash is nothing but 2 times of q1 dash. So if I just take this, 5q1 is equal to 3 times of q1 dash. Now the relation between new charge on first sphere q1 dash is equal to 5 by 3 times of q1 earlier charge on first sphere. Okay, this is your q1 dash. Now what about your q2 dash? Q2 dash is nothing but we have seen that 2 times of q1 dash. So 2 times of q1 dash, that will be q1 now. I mean, I have substituted in the place of q1 dash, I have substituted this 5 by 3 q1. So then I'll get 10 by 3 q1. So this is q1 dash and q dash, new charges now. Okay, now we need to find out sigma 1 and sigma 2. That is the question, isn't it? Sigma 1 is nothing but, generally sigma is nothing but charge per unit area. So what is the charge on the first sphere now? q1 dash, right? q1 dash. q1 dash divided by 4 pi r square. This area has not been changed because the body is same. So now q1 dash is nothing but 5 by 3 times of q1 divided by 4 pi r square. Now if you remember properly, what is q1? q1 is equal to sigma into 4 pi r square. Let me write that. Sigma into 4 pi r square divided by 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square gets cancelled. You get 5 by 3 sigma. So you got one value, and the next value sigma 2 will be is equal to q2 dash by 4 pi. Now this time it will be 2r square, isn't it? Because radius of the second sphere is 2r. Now q2 dash is nothing but 10 by 3 q1 divided by, so let me take this 4, 4 out of this square, 2 square, that will be 4 into 4 pi r square, just keep it aside. Now let me take 10 by 3 into 4 by 4 pi r square. Okay, now you have got q1 in the numerator. What is q1 here again? q1 is sigma into 4 pi r square, as it is sigma into 4 pi r square from this equation. Now 4 pi r square, 4 pi r square. Now 2 5s are 2 2s are, so 5 by 2 3s are 6, 5 by 6 sigma. So these are sigma 1 and sigma 2. What is the answer actually? So 5 by 3 sigma plus is sigma 1, 5 by 6 sigma is another one. Okay, which is the answer now? This one. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention.